I found that when I was at work, I had to find different things to do. When I was driving, I would, my little stress ball, I would play with that, and I found that as silly as it sounded, in the beginning when Sarah gave it to me, here's some toothpicks and some mints and the stress ball that, I'm like, oh God, that sounds really silly. I'll never use that, and I found that on the way here today, I was still using it.
If I felt like I was going to need a cigarette or whatever, I'd go do something else. Go out, walk the dog, or go for a walk, go down to my shop, go wash my truck, go do something else besides sitting there thinking about it. And I got to where I could have a cup of coffee and not worry about having a cigarette.
Just breathe. Just breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice and slow.
And I thought you were crazy when you said that, and I have to say it does help.
It
really does. It relaxes you.
Enough to be like, okay, so what do I need to do next? I don't need this cigarette. I can get through this situation, or I can do more breathing.
Knowing what you're going to do with your free time, I think having a hobby is a big thing. I also do a lot of artwork. I'm an artist, so that's what I do with my time to keep my hands busy. I can sit and work on a project for hours and not think about that cigarette.
Up until probably a month or two ago, actually threw my last pack of cigarettes away. Had to keep them in my purse just so I knew they were there, and it was my choice not to have one. For me, that's always a huge thing. It's got to be my decision. Whether it's the hard way, the easy way, I got to do it my way.
If they make small changes, like say, for example, if they smoke in their house, we encourage them, well, why don't you make while you're practicing, why don't you make a decision that you're no longer going to smoke in your house, that you only smoke outside.
It's going to take time, and you've got to really, I don't know how to word it, get into it. You got to really work on it to get it. It's not an easy thing. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever do, is quit smoking.
Visit 802quits.org today to find a Vermont Quit partner in your community.